Hi there, sorry about the shaking, it's just doing a quick handheld. Why I like the song The Beast and the Modern Man by Coldhead. What I'm particularly talking about is inspired by a question that my sister Rose asked. Is the shift F sharp to B in the verse, then G major, G C in the chorus, is that a key change? And I would say yes, it's an abrupt key change, going from F sharp in the verse to G. But there are a couple of other things that, reasons for me why it's interesting and enjoyable to listen to. The sudden shift from F sharp in the verse to G can be justified in a few ways. Not that you have to justify anything, but F sharp to B in the verse, the chords, and that's 5-1 in B major. In the chorus, G to C is chords 5-1. It's a cadence again, in C major, and our ears are very used to hearing that version of a cycle of fifths. Instead of going down a fifth, up a fourth, down a fifth, up a fourth, that shape can be played with. So you can go from 5-1, first cadence, and then you can go up almost by any amount, any interval, as long as the next thing that happens is a cadence, again, a 5-1 cadence from the next note, previous note, penultimate note down to the next one. So it's a version of a cycle of fifths, so that's another reason that our ears like it and why I like it. And I particularly like adjusted cycles of fifths because they're quite exciting. You never know what key you're going to end up in until the note 5, chord 5 note is announced, and then you know where you're going to go next. Another reason that it works between going F sharp B and then G C in the chorus is that the note B, as in the second note in the verse, is shared with a G chord, which is the first chord in the chorus. So that maintaining the B is sufficient for our ears to feel the change as logical or satisfying. So the B continues and a lot of things shift around it. If you see the thing written out, the chords, G, B, F sharp B, G, C, you will see that the lines themselves are pretty regular. There aren't any very strange leaps. And that's another thing that our ears have always liked, Western ears, probably Eastern ears also, but I don't know. But I know that we've been used to it for a long, long time. So there's a variety of reasons for why I like it. For me, like Persichetti, I won't pronounce it in Italian because my Italian's dreadful, pointing out some long while back, I can't remember, 1950s would it be, or 60s, that in 20th century harmony, any interval can be followed by any other. In other words, any note can follow any other one, and it's down to whether it moves you and whether you like it. But what was I going to say? Well, that was it really. So although we like to hear unusual shifts that are not justifiable in terms of even lines or smooth vocal or instrumental lines, there are some in this. So you have this interesting mixture of extremely harmonically logical and dissonant or jarring. Finally, I would say that the movement from F sharp in the verse to G in the chorus is only a semitone, and if you take most scales that we are familiar with, the seventh note of the scale, there are 7 notes or 8 notes in a scale, 7 note names followed by the first one again. Note 7 to 8 is a movement of a semitone, and note 7 is called the leading note in a lot of musical theory, and we hear that as a very strong movement, as an announcing of the arrival of the tonic, i.e. the home chord. And so even just hearing a shift of a semitone can in itself be justified as announcing the arrival of a new key. If there aren't any preparatory chords, for example, if you are doing what I would call a modulation, where, say, you're going from one key to another, and the intervening chords are shared between the two keys, so the transition from one key to the next is smoother. The ear picks up on several or more than several related notes. Don't know where I was with the beginning of that sentence, but this in The Beast in the Modern Man is not a modulation as far as I would hear it or as I would see it, because it's a sudden movement. You could spread out the change from F sharp to G very easily by throwing in common chords in between. You can have B minor, say, E minor, by which you've already played two chords in that are already shared in G major. But that doesn't happen here. It's just the note B, which is used as a pivot note. But as I say, Percy would say, if he was still around, say, well, does it sound good to you? What do you want to do? So I think you can easily justify moving from F sharp, major or minor, to G sharp, major or minor. But I wouldn't do it too much personally. So I like the fact that it's sweetened just that little bit by having the note B as common. For me, that's enough. So there you go, some rambling thoughts on The Beast in the Modern Man. Do look it up, Beast in the Modern Man by the Coldhead. Nice song, great words, a complete story in itself, or concept story, might I say, like a suggestion. And I like everything about it. So yeah, go and check it out, see what you think. Goodbye. If I can just switch it off.